Having painted our very simple landscape, simply a horizon line on it, I want to show you how to drop some very simple perspective drawing onto the painting to create a great deal of depth in the picture before we get as far as actually trying to include anything sort of surreal in the picture. Now I'm going to start doing this by creating a road which comes from the foreground to the background. Now we're going to use some simple one-point perspective to do this piece of work, and I'm going to start by putting a vanishing point somewhere on the horizon line, somewhere near the middle. Exactly where you put it is up to you. It'll change the way the drawing looks a little bit, but most places are fine. I'm going to start by creating a road, which is simply two converging lines which come from the foreground running to the background. After that, I want to build a building on this side, on the left hand side of the picture, and to do that we need to start with a horizontal line like that, parallel to the bottom of our picture. That's going to be the front edge of the building where it touches the ground, and then from the ends of these lines, pressing very gently, I'm going to draw two converging lines which run towards the vanishing point. That's going to be the back edge of the building, and that's the front edge. To create the back end of the building, I need a second horizontal line. See, parallel with the horizon line. There we go. Now this shape is the footprint of the building, where the building is standing on the ground. Next job is to create that front edge of the building, and for that we need two vertical lines parallel with the edge of the page, like that. Now essentially what we're drawing here is going to be like a flat or something, a simple block shape. So this is the front edge of the building. Then we have the front wall, and then from this top edge another line which runs to that vanishing point. This is the top edge of our building. Now that second line we drew there, that's the back edge, so where that hits that line there, that's the other corner of the building. We draw that up vertical again, and you start to see the shape of our building starting to take shape. Let's draw those in a little bit heavier. Perhaps I'll draw them in freehand with my pen just to make them stand out even more. See, there we have our basic building shape, and the edges of our roads. Now the next thing I want to add a row of trees which are running again towards the vanishing point. They're going to be planted in a neat row along this line. This is a line again running to the vanishing point. Now I'm going to start by drawing the first tree. It's going to be growing on that line, so there we have a tree trunk, and here we have a tall, narrow looking tree like that. Now if I want it to be a row of trees where they're all essentially the same size, I need a second line which comes from the top of the tree again to the vanishing point. Now all subsequent trees need to grow between these two lines, so we can add a second one kind of doing that, and a third one getting smaller again doing that. Quickly ink them in, make them stand out a little bit more. Now you'll see that this tree looks quite clearly nearer by than this one, and then the third tree again one step further away. Now when you've drawn this gently in pencil on top of your painting, you can start working up the paintwork on this building, on the road and on the trees. Now to do that, I'm going to decide for myself, I want the light to be coming in this direction. Okay, that direction across the picture. That means this side of the trees are going to be darker, maybe also a bit under the trees. And it also means this side of the building is also going to be darker than this side of the building. Now if I just go and get my painting where I've worked this on, I'll show you what I mean. There we have essentially the same picture worked up in paint.